It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Carolina Panthers coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Automatic first down.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Got his man, it's Warren. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Second down and 3. The first carry now. This is Johnson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he will have a Steelers first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
A dependable running back is a coordinator's best friend, someone you can trust in those situations to push forward and get the yardage you need however possible.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
A handoff for Warren. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down, stopped at the Panthers' 37. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. On the give, it's Warren. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
From the 23, this is 2nd and 3. On play action, it's Rodgers. And that would get a wind-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
On the run, it's Warren. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Pat Freiermuth, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. Warren will try the right side. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And that's exactly what you're looking for, the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DJ Wadham got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. Boswell's kick is good, and the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit, they recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short, so that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And they just get the play off. Now Young got a man. That's Leggett. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Young to throw it. Short throw hauled in by Trimble. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
First carry for the Oklahoma State man, Chuba Hubbard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
Looking to throw, Young. Short throw hauled in by Trimble. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him. Let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. Nothing too fancy, just a carry up the middle, but a successful carry up the middle against this 3-4 defense.
And to be able to do that, what do you have to control? The nose guard, right? Got to be able to move him. Otherwise, you're not getting anything up the middle. Nice job by the center. Got a little help from one of his friends playing guard.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Now Young. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field. I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
Here is Young. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
Hubbard going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple. Back to the 5-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. To throw, Young. Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Well, down here, I thought they were going to hand that off. Instead, a well-designed play and the pitch and catch for the touchdown.
And I wonder who came up with it. Was it a call from the bench? Did the quarterback have a good idea and suggest it? In any event, clearly an effective play call. They saw something they liked in coverage, and they targeted it for the short yardage throw.
And the perfect way to cap their opening drive. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that one too wide and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run it. Warren. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
Here's Warren. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Second down and 6 now. From midfield, here's Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. That's Warren. So nothing doing there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now they couldn't get anything going there out of the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Here's Rodgers. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Bryce Young and the offense out for their next series. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too. Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll find McMillan here. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
But I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Only 29 yards on the punt there, definitely not his best. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. Open man, there's Darnell Washington. That he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. This is taken around the 12. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Short throw hauled in by Trimble. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
That play might not seem like much yardage-wise, but when you look at it maybe having to go 3 and out and punt the football again, it becomes an important conversion. Now the question, can they keep it going from here?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A give up the middle, Hubbard. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 5. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Young. Short throw hauled in by Trimble. So no gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. .31 yards on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Now a run with Warren. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Warren. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina as we eke closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Slot man moves right. Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Still 2nd down.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Young will set to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Young now. And this is going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
64 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football, and what a nice gain on that play.
Throwing is Rodgers. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
What a sequence there defensively. You get the sack to move him to 3rd and long. Then here, just nothing available. And he's got to throw it away.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Rodgers now to throw. Flushed out right. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. He made his first attempt, this from 45. Boswell's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Young. This is caught by McMillan. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Throwing, Young. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Young to throw it. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Again, it's Young. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Firing in that time, it was Nick Herbig. Credit him with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half out of the Alabama man and former #1 selection, Bryce Young. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Third quarter starts with a run by Hubbard. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
2nd and 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Young to throw it. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Young. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Young. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hubbard. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
There it is, a staple of most teams' playbooks, the angle route. A lot of times you want to take away that inside route by a back, but when they sell it like he's going to the flat, that is tough on inside linebackers. One false step, and that ball's completed.
Short throw hauled in by Trimble. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. From the 48-yard line, here's second down at 7. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Now Young. A short throw hauled in by Trimble. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here is Young. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. That's big Cameron Hayward adding another sack to his career total. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now, here's Young. He'll find Thielen working the middle. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. To throw, Young. That's to the sideline and incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming fourth down.
And this defense definitely in his head there on third down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call him for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Here's Freiermuth again. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. Rodgers going to throw. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 33 yards that time.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Running left, it's Warren. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 75 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, if you like the guys who run the ball, you're enjoying watching this. But the other guys, especially the defense coordinator, trying to figure out an answer on how to slow down the running game, I think maybe starts to call more blitzes, because you can call run blitzes in order to try and get more people to the point of attack.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Warren. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that gives him a 3-point lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Here's 2nd and 3. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. And we'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, that's Liggett. And some room to roam now. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Operating from the gun. Young. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left. To throw again on 2nd down. Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. It'll be Young again. Got a man, that's Leggett. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that's going to tie us at 13. So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steelers offense and their running back Jaylen Warren headed back onto the field. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. 94 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
This 2nd and 4. Now Rodgers. That's into the hands of Woods. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. On 1st down, it's Warren. He'll get this up to about the 44. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. To throw is Rodgers. And his throw here is incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. 13 all our score as we start quarter number 4. Now it's Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Up the middle they go. Warren. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. The defense was dialed into the pass. They overlooked the draw play.
And how often do we talk about the oldies are still goodies? Because that draw play comes straight from Coach Paul Brown's playbook, going all the way back to the original Cleveland Browns.
They fire this one quickly to Austin. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Now Rodgers. Forced out to his left. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on 4th down. From this spot, it's 46 yards. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Boswell's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. On 1st down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Young now. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steelers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
A short one there to Freiermuth. That'll give them 8 that time. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
They went to their big body tight end on 2nd down in hopes that he could plow his way to a 1st down. But they were ready for him defensively and ended up holding him to a modest gain.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Warren, and he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And obviously they want that run yardage, so they decline the penalty.
No doubt about it. Smart on their part. They finished off the play. But if you're going to jump, if you're going to commit a penalty, it's your job to finish off the play so you don't give up big gains like that.
Now a give right side. Warren. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Warren. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Former first-rounder Derek Brown living up to the billing on that stop. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it's 3rd and 4 now. Now run straight ahead with Warren, but he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
And the ball moved up here now to 2nd and 7 following the penalty. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Aaron Rodgers. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Extra point now by Boswell. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A 10-play drive that time. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. It's Young off play action. Escaping the... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. There's your co-NFL record holder, T.J. Watt, doing what he does best, terrorizing quarterbacks.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Down 2 scores. I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. Well, it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play. And they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
A first down carry here for Johnson. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Completes Austin here over the middle. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. His throw incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Throwing, Young. That one complete to Liggett. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. Here now, 3rd down. To the air once more, Young. He'll find McMillan here. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 43.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Young. That caught by Tremble. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. A 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Here's Young. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Charlotte.